Hello there, my beautiful collective signs. This is Rachel with Dark Knight Coaching. Today's video is a general tarot spread that I pull. It's a traditional Celtic cross spread with a couple, I add one extra card and some clarifiers for you. But the energy was very interesting. I do have cold chills, so I don't know if some of you have been experiencing cold chills, but for whatever reason, I'm just feeling like ice cold at the moment. So that might be a synchronicity or a message, especially if you're tapped into your witchy powers or your supernatural abilities. If you're an empath watching this, that might just be a synchronicity or something along those lines for you. Usually when I feel cold or I feel like a cold breeze or something like that, it just means like my guides are with me, or passed on loved ones can be beside you as well. So that's usually what that symbolizes to me. But for everyone, it's different. So use discernment there. But if anything resonates in this message, please make sure you smash that like button because it helps my channel grow. It lets me know that the videos that I make are helpful, or, something is resonating in the message. Now, everything may not resonate completely with you because, again, this is a general reading and energy's fluid. So this could be your energy or somebody in your energetic field. So take it as it resonates. But let's go ahead and dive right into the tarot, and then I will pull a bunch of oracle cards for you afterwards. Now, your current situation is the Strength card. This is Leo energy, so some of you are having to persevere through hard times at this moment because you have the card of insomnia crossing you. This is Nine of Swords. This is anxiety. This is panic attacks. Could be depression, but definitely losing sleep over something or trapped in your headspace a bit too much about a situation. But sometimes we do that when we overthink, or life's chaotic and we're like, I don't know which way to go. We get in sort of like an analysis paralysis mode, and it can feel very overwhelming. So Spirit really wants you to dive into your inner strength, your inner gnosis, your inner knowing, and to be assured that you are right where you're meant to be, even if it feels wrong, even if it feels chaotic and challenging. Change and shifting, even if it's just a mindset, is difficult, and it begins inward, and then that's the involution, and then eventually it will change your outward because it's energy. So we have to elevate our inner self first and vibrate higher in order to change our outward environment, and that's what's happening. Now, in the basis of the situation, you have the Knight of Pentacles. This to me is a card of being single, being on your own, or it can be a card of like spending a lot of money on yourself and pampering yourself in a luxurious manner. This could be a card of self-care, but usually Nine of Pentacles symbolizes to me that you're a single woman or a single man. In the past, you have the Page of Pentacles. This is a seed. This is a new opportunity you had to do something. It could be a work situation that you took a job. It could be a new avenue of study. Maybe you've been looking into spirituality or tarot or anything like that. It could just be a seed that you've planted that is requiring growth and water and time to come to fruition. Now, also in your current energy, you have the Devil card and you have the Wheel of Fortune. The Devil card is usually tied to our ego self. It's tied to our addictions, our lifestyle habits and patterns and behaviors that are not really great for us. Everyone has, a devil on their shoulder, an angel on their shoulder. It's the light and the darkness. It's the good sides and the bad sides. But it's managing that and trying to move forward and progress from a negative view or a negative habit into something good. And with the Wheel of Fortune coming out as a clarifier, it means you are making progress, you're shifting something, and the wheel is turning. Usually the Wheel of Fortune is like a lucky card, but I'm not getting like a lucky sense because of the anxiety and depression and those sorts of things that you're experiencing. But I do feel like there is progress being made and you're moving forward because you also have the Six of Swords. This is a great card of progression. It's sailing away from choppy seas into calmer waters. And this is mentally as well as it is emotionally. So it's like you're shifting. It might be slow, and you're going to have to paddle a heck of a lot, but it's happening. So you are like the captain of your destiny, the master of your destiny, whatever it is. And you are moving forward because you're putting in the work on yourself, because you have a vision of the future, of what it is you want, because there is that tiny seed of hope that you've planted. It's a mustard seed that's going to make significant waves in the field of flowers that's already there. So your power in this situation is the 10 of Pentacles. This is your vision. This is your legacy. This is the wish. This is like everything you want to happen in this 3D world, like everything you're imagining. It can come true with elbow grease. That's what the 8 of Pentacles is. It's putting in the work, putting in the time, putting the effort. And that starts with involving to evolve again. Now, there's something that you don't see, because these are the clarifiers for that 10 of Pentacles. There's either something you're not seeing, or there's just a lot of major shifts happening with the lunar cycles, and it might be both. The time frame that we're going through right now is the lunar eclipse in Libra. That's bringing a lot of shifts and challenges just generally, because it's justice and balance coming into play for the collective, and there's a lot of karmic retribution that's happening and playing out over the course of the next few months, and it can be very painful feeling, and it can also tempt you to fall into old patterns or old habits and those sorts of things that aren't really aligned with where you are now. But sometimes it's hard to like nip something in the bud when you're anxious, and when you're depressed, and you're hungry, and you want to eat that whole bag of chips on the couch and be a couch potato. Sometimes that can just, triggers drive you back into old habits, but that's what it is. So recognizing that it's a trigger will kind of also take you out of the cycle that you're in, and will help you move forward. And just having that recognition and being able to see like, oh, I know what I'm doing. I know why I'm doing it. Sometimes can stop the habit completely. Not always, but sometimes it can, because you have that self-awareness and that realization of what you're doing. And then it's like, you're not shaming yourself. You're just understanding where it is you're coming from and why. And that's what's important at this time too. Now, how do people see you? The Emperor. This is a great energy because this is masculine. So it's like you're a provider, you're a protector. You're really tapped into this masculine energy of like getting stuff done. You've sown the seeds. You're, maybe literally, maybe metaphorically, I don't know. But you're really, really getting down to like, you're getting, that sounds terrible, down and dirty. I don't know why I'm thinking that, but you're getting down and dirty, and you're like not afraid to roll up your sleeves and put in the effort and stuff that's needed to move out of the chaotic waters that you were in, whatever chaotic landscape that was. Now, in your hopes and fears, you have the High Priestess card that's clarified by the 5 of Wands. Your hopes and fears is like you have this inner knowing, and it's going to bring conflict. So change does a lot of the time bring conflict, especially for people who cannot meet us at the level, like the same level. So people can only meet you where they meet themselves. And a lot of the times that you can't take people with you, and that can create chaos and conflict and change. And, it's not a great feeling, but it's a necessary and divinely guided part of the process. So the High Priestess is about your inner knowing. It's about your access to your supernatural abilities as well, and just that intuition that we all have inside of us. But it's like you deep down know what you're doing and know where you're going, even if sometimes it feels chaotic or uncomfortable. You have a trajectory, and you have a soul's mission and a soul's purpose and an agenda, and you're trying to guide yourself there without getting too caught up in your headspace. It's just very difficult when maybe you feel like there's so many options you don't know what to choose from. Now, you have the Queen of Cups in your outcome. This is a great card to have. This is like a loving feminine queen. She's very much so tapped into her feminine side. So that's nice to have to counterbalance this Emperor. So it's like you are loving, you are kind, you are whole, you're filling your own cup first. And then when that cup is full, you're allowing it to overflow into other avenues, whether it's people or your passions or, whatever it is, your animals. Those sorts of things are very important. And then in your subconscious, you have the 7 of Wands. This is a great card about boundary setting. And that's very important when you're healing and when you need willpower and strength. Boundaries are vital because everything's energy. Every interaction you have with a person is an energetic exchange. So be cautious to who you let in to your circle, because sometimes we encounter energy vampires and we don't even really realize it until after. And then we're like, oh, why do I feel so depleted? Like, oh my gosh, I talked to that person for like 2 hours, but I just feel worn out. And it's because they may be taking your energy, or you've allowed them access into your energetic field, and it just depleted you completely without you even really realizing what had happened before it happened. So very common. All right, my collective, that's what I have for the traditional Celtic cross spread. I'm going to dive into a bunch of oracle cards that are hopefully just synchronistic messages for you and see what other things Spirit wants you to know and wants you to hear. If this message has resonated, please again smash that like button. It helps my channel grow and I greatly appreciate it. And if you're interested in a one-on-one coaching session, please feel free to reach out. You can book on my website, or if you're just interested in a personalized tarot reading, you can reach out there as well. Whew, all right. I'm feeling a little rushed today. I don't know if that's a vibe you're feeling, but I do feel a little rushed. So I feel like that's a message somehow for somebody. Now, the first card I have for you is abundance. That is tied to your solar plexus chakra. That's having a attitude of gratitude for the things that you do have in your life. You have a choice. You can be this man that's like, oh no, I dropped this coin, or you can be this girl that's like, oh, I have an idea of how I'm going to get that. So it's like making a plan and really trying to be in a positive spirit of there's plenty in the world for everyone. And that's also part of like feeling blessed, because there is a blessing and a lesson in everything we do in life and every person we meet. If we're wise enough, we can see both. Now this is number 22 for blessed. And then I also have the elephant card. This is a great animal to have. So if you've been seeing stuff about elephants, or you've been watching videos about elephants or something, might be something to do with like thick skin or pachyderms. That's just a synchronicity for you. So this one says, use your sense of empathy to iron out differences in your family or in your personal and professional relationships. Now, empathy is also tied to your solar plexus. The solar plexus is kind of like the powerhouse of our soul. It's our willpower, but it's also our personality features. I like to think of the solar plexus as being our empathetic and narcissistic center. And what you need is a fine line, a little bit of both. You have to be a bit of a narcissist and a bit of an empath in order to set healthy boundaries for yourself. And sometimes people can perceive that as being like cold or harsh or whatever, but that's just their perception. You're probably triggering something in them. So the third eye intuition card I have for you is ACT. It says, don't get stuck on the shoulds and coulds. See how you can do what you want and use your intuition and a hearty dose of common sense to guide you. Follow the hunch that keeps niggling you. So I guess that's that high priestess. You already know what you're doing. You already know where you're going. Just try to listen to that. And sometimes we get clouded, especially when we get trapped in our thoughts. And that can be conflicting, because then we're like confused. Like, I don't know what I'm doing or where I'm going or why I'm even doing this. And you have to quiet the mind. And usually that can be done through meditation. Now, this card says, what I seek is seeking me. This is kind of like the law of attraction in a way. So as you raise your energetic frequency and vibration, you are going to draw in more like-minded people. It's just a slow, gradual progression. But it's also like the brighter your light grows, you're also going to attract moths, okay? It's just inevitable. So also use discernment, because you're not only going to attract people who are good, you're going to attract people who are like light suckers, energy vampires. So keep that in mind. Now, you also have the humility card from my Power of Love deck. It says, you have developed the loving awareness that you and everyone else are the same, but on different paths. And that is a great realization, because life will throw us lots of lessons until we learn humility. And it like takes our ego down a peg, which sometimes we need to have happen in order to understand and to empathize and to really connect with others and realize that we all are interwoven, because humility is vital in understanding our humanity. Now, the next card I have says you're very close to achieving your goal. So if you've been setting some sort of goal or whatever this is, you're very close to it. It says give us moon. So might want to check out the lunar cycles there. And then for the archetype card, you have the gem. There might be a little golden nugget of knowledge or something to do with refractions, kaleidoscopes, rainbows. I'm not sure what this gem is for you, but I feel like it's tied to this Page of Pentacles, some sort of seed you planted. and it's growing. Things are moving and progressing, even if it doesn't feel like it necessarily. Like a lot of the times when we plant seeds, we can't see the action that's happening under the ground until it starts to sprout. But I do feel like there's a lot of activity underground that you can't really see. There's a lot of alchemy occurring. So the last card I have for the oracle cards is the from my I Ching deck. This isn't how you traditionally pull I Ching, so I just do it this way because it's faster and I'm intuitively guided. So this is number 47, confined. It says, creating success, constancy of a great person, good fortune, not a mistake. There are words, no trust. Can you stick to your purpose when there is no external encouragement or confirmation? No outward signs of progress does not mean you or the world are wrong. Concentrate on your inner growth within the confinement, and don't place too much value on words. They are not trustworthy enough to give you a way out. But what if you could only rely on yourself? And who are you when you are alone? Again, I just feel like that's like you're not seeing the tangible fruits of your effort yet, and it's kind of making you lose faith or be trapped in your headspace like, oh, is this ever going to happen? Or like, what's going on? I don't understand why I'm getting all these messages, but there's no confirmation of anything that I'm thinking or any of my inner knowing, and it makes me feel a little crazy. You might just feel a little crazy. Sometimes we have to lose our minds to break free from the matrix, and you're not alone. That's all. So don't feel like you're alone, even though it might be a lonely path. Like a lot of people are walking their own paths at the divinely guided times that they need to do it. And I think you're understanding now that everyone's on their own journey, and you can't take everyone with you, unfortunately, but you don't need to. So you have that inner strength, you have that inner knowing, you have that abundance that we all have within, and your spirit really wants you to tap into that, to just give you enough strength to make it through the next day and through the next day, and just take it one day at a time. And eventually, before you know it, you're going to get to see the fruits of your labor. You're going to get to see the reward, and you're going to feel, like your cup is full and overflowing pretty soon. So a lot of self-love, a lot of self-care, very important at this time. But that's what I have for you. I hope this video helped. If it did, again, please smash that like button. It helps my channel grow, and I greatly appreciate it. And I will see you next time.